They have you figured out. Let that sink in for a second. Right now, there are people in your life who can play you like a finely tuned instrument. Your partner knows the exact words to say to make you feel guilty and win the argument. Your boss knows the precise way to frame a request that makes it impossible for you to say no to extra work. Your friends, your family, they know your triggers. They know your patterns. They know your predictable reactions to praise, to pressure, to silence. And they use this knowledge against you. Every single day. You feel it, don't you? That frustrating, suffocating feeling of being stuck in a loop. Reacting in ways you hate, but can't seem to change. Apologizing when you're not wrong. Giving in when you should stand firm. Staying silent when you should speak up. You call this being authentic. You call this being you. I call it being transparent. And in the cold, hard game of power, transparency is a fatal weakness. If they can predict you, they can control you. It is that simple. Your predictability is the invisible chain that keeps you manageable, compliant, and powerless. It is the leash they hold, and you don't even know it's around your neck. But 500 years ago, one man decoded the secret to unstoppable influence. A secret so powerful, so counterintuitive, that it has been the hidden weapon of kings, strategists, and titans of industry ever since. Niccolo Machiavelli understood that the most dangerous person in any room is the one no one can figure out. Today, you break the chain. This video is your key. We will reveal the Machiavellian art of strategic unpredictability. You will learn how to systematically shatter people's expectations of you, forcing them to hesitate, to second guess, and to respect you. You will transform from the predictable pawn in their game to the unpredictable player who silently controls the entire board. This is not about being erratic or unreliable. This is about becoming a force of nature, a storm they can't forecast. Now, before we begin your transformation, make this vow. Drop it in the comments below. I am unreadable, unpredictable, and unstoppable. Let's start by dissecting your prison. A prison you helped build. We'll call it the cage of consistency, how your patterns became your chains. From the moment you are born, you are trained to be predictable. Society rewards consistency. Be reliable. Be dependable. Be true to yourself. But what does be yourself really mean? For most people, it means endlessly repeating the same set of behaviors, reactions, and emotional patterns they developed in childhood. Your personality is not a fixed, authentic essence. It is a collection of habits. And your habits have made you a sitting duck. The weak person prides themselves on their consistency. I'm always the nice guy. I'm always the one who helps. I'm always the one who avoids conflict. They see this as a sign of integrity. The powerful person sees this as a sign of a target that doesn't move. Think of it like a game of chess. If your opponent only ever uses one opening move, how hard is it to beat them? It's effortless. You can anticipate their entire strategy from the very first move. You are playing that game with your life, and you are using the same opening move every single time. The dark psychology of prediction. Humans are prediction machines. Our brains are constantly, subconsciously trying to figure out what will happen next. It's a survival mechanism. When we can predict something, we feel safe. We feel in control. When something is unpredictable, it triggers a primal sense of caution and alertness. When people can predict you, they categorize you, put you in a box, and stop paying attention. Oh, that's just John. He'll agree to anything. That's just Sarah. She'll get emotional if you challenge her. You become a background character in their story. But when they can't predict you, when one day you are warm and engaging, and the next you are cool and distant, when one day you ignore a provocation, and the next you meet it with ice-cold consequence, their brains go into overdrive. What changed? Did I do something? What are they thinking? You are no longer a background character. You have become the most interesting and important person in the room. You have seized their most valuable resource, their mental energy. Machiavelli once wrote, "Whoever desires constant success must change his conduct with the times." He understood that static behavior in a dynamic world is a recipe for ruin. The person who refuses to adapt, who clings to their predictable patterns, will be outmaneuvered by those who are more flexible. Your authenticity should be in your principles, not in your reactions. Your core values are the anchor. Your tactics must be the wind. Today, you stop being a rock that everyone knows how to climb over. Today, you become the storm. Here are the 7 strategies of the unpredictable player. Each one is a file to soar through the bars of your cage. Strategy number 1, the pattern interrupt. This is your first and most fundamental move. You must deliberately and systematically break the patterns people have come to expect from you. The predictable pattern. You are the person who always says yes to requests, even when it's inconvenient. You are the person who always laughs off a passive-aggressive joke to keep the peace. You are the person who always responds to a text message within 5 minutes. You are the person who always apologizes first after an argument, just to end the tension. These are your chains. Each pattern is a link. The dark psychology at play. People don't consciously register your patterns. They just get used to them. Your yes becomes an expectation. Your tolerance becomes a given. Your quick reply becomes a standard you are now expected to meet. They are not being malicious. They are just being human. They have learned, through your own training, that this is how you operate. You have conditioned them. The reliable person's mistake. The reliable person thinks these patterns make them dependable and loved. People know they can count on me. What it actually makes them is exploitable. People know they can take advantage of me. The Machiavellian countermove, the strategic reversal. You must identify your single most predictable, power-leaking habit. Just one. And for the next 7 days, you will do the exact opposite. If you are the one who always says yes, your mission for the next week is to say no, calmly and without apology, to the next 3 non-essential requests you receive. If you are the one who always responds to texts instantly, your mission is to deliberately wait an hour, or several, before responding to non-urgent messages. If you are the one who always fills an awkward silence, your mission is to let that silence hang in the air and force the other person to fill it. If you are the one who always avoids conflict, your mission is to calmly address the very next instance of subtle disrespect you encounter. The effect. The first time you do this, it will feel like a declaration of war. It will feel rude. It will feel wrong. The other person's reaction will be one of confusion and possibly irritation. That's not like you. This is a sign of victory. You have just shown them that the machine they thought they understood has a new, unpredictable operating system. Their confusion is your power. It forces them to reevaluate you. They can no longer take you for granted. They have to start paying attention. They have to start wondering, what will they do next? And the moment they start wondering, you have started to win. As Machiavelli might say, a prince who is too predictable in his mercy will find his subjects taking it for granted. A sudden, calculated act of severity reminds them where the power truly lies. Your strategic no is that act of severity. It is a reminder that your resources are yours to command. Strategy number 2, the emotional spectrum. Predictable people operate on a very narrow emotional frequency. They are always nice, or they are always serious, or they are always anxious. This emotional monotony makes them incredibly easy to manage. The predictable pattern. The nice guy is always warm, agreeable, and accommodating. You know he will never get truly angry. The pessimist is always complaining and seeing the negative. You know they will never be a source of inspiration. The people pleaser is always anxious and seeking approval. You know they will always bend to avoid disapproval. The dark psychology at play. When your emotional range is narrow, people learn exactly how to tune their behavior to get the frequency they want from you. To handle the nice guy, you just need to be friendly. To handle the pessimist, you just need to agree with their complaints. To handle the people pleaser, you just need to show a hint of displeasure. You are a one-note instrument, and they know exactly how to play you. The consistent person's mistake. They believe their emotional consistency is a sign of being stable and true to themselves. They think, this is just who I am. What it actually is a strategic liability. It gives away your entire playbook. The Machiavellian countermove, the calculated fluctuation. The unpredictable player has a full spectrum of emotions at their disposal, and they deploy them based on strategy, not on impulse. This does not mean being fake or emotionally volatile. It means demonstrating that you are capable of a wider range of responses than people assume. The calculated warmth. If you are known for being serious and analytical, you must learn to strategically deploy warmth and charm. A moment of unexpected humor or a personal compliment from a typically reserved person has 1,000 times the impact. The ice-cold boundary. If you are known for being the warm, forgiving, nice guy, you must demonstrate that you have a freezing point. The first time you respond to disrespect not with a smile, but with a cold, hard silence and a withdrawal of your warmth, you will redefine your entire relationship with that person. It is a psychological shock to their system. The strategic anger. Anger is a tool, not a loss of control. Most people use it poorly, splashing it everywhere. The strategist saves it. They are calm, 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 until a moment of extreme violation. Then, a flash of cold, controlled anger is deployed, not shouting, but a change in tone, a steel in the eye. This demonstrates that there is a line, and it has been crossed. Because it is rare, it is terrifyingly effective. By demonstrating a wider emotional spectrum, you become a puzzle. People can no longer put you in a simple box. They have to be more careful around you, because they are no longer certain which version of you they are going to get. Will they get the warm, engaging collaborator, or the cold, detached analyst? This uncertainty forces them to be on their best behavior. They have to treat you with a new level of respect, because the consequences of not doing so have just become unpredictable. Machiavelli understood that a leader must be both the lion and the fox. The lion, to frighten the wolves. The fox, to recognize the traps. You must show that you can be both compassionate and ruthless, both engaging and distant. When they know you are only a sheep, they will treat you as such. When they know you have the lion within you, they will approach your pasture with caution. Strategy number 3, the inversion of expectation. In every interaction, people have a script in their heads. They have an expectation of how you will behave based on your past patterns. Your greatest power lies in taking that script and setting it on fire. The predictable pattern. The apologizer. When accused of something, your pattern is to immediately apologize and explain. The defender. When criticized, your pattern is to get defensive and justify your actions. The pursuer. When someone pulls away, your pattern is to chase them, seeking reassurance. The dark psychology at play. Their knowledge of your script gives them control. They know that to get an apology, they just need to act disappointed. They know that to make you defensive, they just need to criticize you. They know that to make you chase, they just need to go cold. They are directing a play, and you are their most reliable actor. The authentic person's mistake. They think, this is just how I react. It's my personality. They mistake a conditioned response for an authentic choice. They are so used to their script that they can't imagine any other way to react. The Machiavellian countermove, the strategic inversion. You identify their expectation, and you do the precise opposite. This is a psychological pattern interrupt of the highest order. The expectation, they criticize you, expecting you to get defensive. The inversion, you listen calmly, nod, and say, thank you for that feedback. I'll consider it. The effect: you have just robbed their attack of all its power. They were prepared for a fight, but you have given them nothing to push against. Their aggression becomes awkward. They are left standing alone in the battlefield they created. The expectation: they make you feel guilty, expecting you to apologize and overcompensate. The inversion: you look at them with calm curiosity and say, "It seems my decision has made you feel upset. That was not my intention, but the decision stands." The effect: you have acknowledged their emotion without accepting responsibility for it. You have separated their feeling from your choice. You have refused to take the bait. The expectation: they give you the silent treatment, expecting you to chase them, begging for an explanation. The inversion: you give them the gift of your absence. You get busy, you get happy, you focus on your own life. The effect: as we've discussed, their weapon becomes their prison. They expected to be the center of your anxious world. Instead, they have become irrelevant to it. This is what Machiavelli meant when he talked about the art of deception in warfare. It is not about lying. It is about making your opponent believe you will move left, and then moving right. In social dynamics, you make them believe you will react emotionally, and instead, you respond with cold, calculated strategy. This inversion of expectation is the essence of being unreadable. It short-circuits their manipulation tactics. They push a button, and the expected sound doesn't come out. They start to question the machine itself. They start to question their power over you. And in that moment of their doubt, your influence is born. Every time you successfully invert their expectation, you are rewriting their script for how they must interact with you. You are teaching them, through a series of psychological shocks, that you are no longer the predictable character they once knew. You are now the director. Strategy number 4, the scarcity principle. What is abundant is cheap. What is scarce is valuable. This is the fundamental law of economics. It is also the fundamental law of social power. The predictable pattern. You make your most valuable resources, your time, your energy, your knowledge, your attention, abundant. You are always available. You answer texts and emails at all hours. You say yes to every meeting, every coffee, every request for a quick chat. You give your advice and help away for free to anyone who asks. The dark psychology at play. By making yourself abundant, you are subconsciously communicating that you are not valuable. You are the tap water of relationships, always there, taken for granted, and never appreciated until the day the pipes run dry. People don't respect what they can have anytime they want. They hoard, cherish, and fight for what is scarce. The generous person's mistake. The generous person believes their constant availability and help is building goodwill and loyalty. For a short time, it might. But over time, it builds something else: entitlement. People stop seeing your help as a gift and start seeing it as an obligation. The one time you say no is met not with understanding, but with outrage. How could you? You always help. Your past generosity has become the weapon used against you. The Machiavellian countermove, the strategic withdrawal. The unpredictable player understands that their resources are precious. They are not a public utility. They are a private treasure. They practice the art of strategic scarcity. This has several components. Scarcity of access. You are not always available. You have your own priorities, your own deep work, your own life. People must learn to respect your time. You create office hours for your life, times when you are reachable and times when you are not. Your unavailability makes your availability a privilege. Scarcity of opinion. You do not offer your opinion on everything. You save your insights for the moments that matter. When you are known for speaking rarely but with great weight, people will stop the room to hear what you have to say. Your silence on trivial matters makes your speech on important matters more valuable. Scarcity of emotional energy. You do not invest your emotional energy in every drama that comes your way. You are not the person everyone dumps their problems on. You are selective. You reserve your deep empathy and engagement for the people and situations that truly deserve it. This is not about being a selfish recluse. It is about being a high-value individual. A 5-star restaurant is not open 24/7 and does not serve everyone. It has specific hours and requires a reservation. That scarcity is part of what makes it desirable. You must become the 5-star restaurant of human beings. When you practice strategic scarcity, the dynamic of your relationships will transform. People will stop making casual, entitled demands on your time. They will start asking, respectfully, if you might be available. People will stop taking your advice for granted. They will seek it out and listen to it more carefully. The quality of people in your life will improve. The users and drainers will fall away, frustrated by your new boundaries. They will be replaced by other high-value individuals who understand and respect the principle of scarcity because they live it themselves. As Machiavelli might observe, a treasure that is left unguarded in the public square will soon be treated as common stone. Guard your treasure. Strategy number 5. The selective reward system. Predictable people are either all carrot or all stick. The nice guy is all carrot. He gives out praise, help, and validation constantly, hoping it will make people like him. The tough guy is all stick. He is critical and demanding, hoping it will make people respect him. Both are predictable. Both are easily managed. The predictable pattern. The people pleaser. You reward everyone for everything. Your praise is constant, and therefore worthless. The constant critic. You criticize everyone for everything. Your criticism is constant, and therefore ignored. The dark psychology at play. Behavior is driven by consequences. The psychologist B.F. Skinner proved this with his experiments on intermittent reinforcement. A rat will press a lever more obsessively if the food pellet comes out randomly than if it comes out every single time. The uncertainty is addictive. When your rewards, praise, attention, help, are predictable and constant, they lose all power to motivate. When your punishments, criticism, withdrawal, are predictable and constant, people just learn to tune them out. The manager's mistake. Many people in leadership positions, or even in relationships, make this error. They think consistency means treating every action with the same response. They give a gold star for showing up on time and the same gold star for saving the company $1 million. This devalues excellence. The Machiavellian countermove, the intermittent reinforcement schedule. The unpredictable player is a master of reward and consequence. Their responses are not random, but they appear to be. They are, in fact, highly strategic. The unexpected reward, they give praise and recognition when it is least expected, and for genuine excellence, not just for participation. A single, well-timed, specific compliment from someone who rarely gives them can motivate a person for months. It feels earned. It feels real. The silent consequence. Instead of criticizing poor performance, they may respond with a strategic withdrawal of attention. The absence of their engagement is more powerful than any negative words. The person is left wondering, what did I do to lose their favor? And will work harder to get back into your good graces. The inconsistent response to the same stimulus. Sometimes, when someone tries to provoke you, you ignore them completely. Other times, with the same level of provocation, you meet it with an ice-cold shutdown. This inconsistency is maddening for your opponents. It prevents them from ever finding a reliable button to push. They never know if their action will result in nothing, or in a consequence. This uncertainty breeds hesitation. By becoming the source of intermittent reinforcement, you become psychologically addictive. People will work harder for your approval because it is not guaranteed. They will be more careful about their behavior because the consequences are not always the same. You are not just managing their actions, you are conditioning their responses. This is what Machiavelli meant when he wrote that a prince must use the beast and the man. The man uses reason and consistent laws. The beast, the lion and the fox, uses unpredictable displays of both ferocity and cunning. You must be capable of both. You must become the person whose smile feels like a winning lottery ticket, because it is rare and earned. And you must become the person whose silence feels like a judgment, because it means you have seen something that displeases you, and a consequence may or may not be coming. This keeps everyone on their toes. This keeps you in control. Strategy number 6, the false trail. The most predictable thing about people is their desire to know your plans. They want to know your next move, your long-term goal, your secret strategy. This gives them a sense of security and, if they are a rival, a chance to counter you. The predictable pattern. You are excited about a new project or a life change. You share your enthusiasm and your detailed plans with friends, family, and colleagues. You think you are sharing your journey. You are actually distributing your battle plan to the enemy. The dark psychology at play. Envy. Your success, even a potential future success, can trigger envy in others. They may not consciously sabotage you, but they may forget to pass on a key piece of information or subtly plant seeds of doubt. Competition. A rival who knows your strategy can preemptively block you. They can launch their project first. They can secure the resource you were counting on. Concern trolls. These are people who disguise their negativity as concern. They will pick apart your plan, highlighting every possible risk, not to help you, but to crush your motivation under the weight of their own fear. The open book's mistake. The person who is an open book believes that sharing their plans is a way to get support and feedback. While this can be true with a very small circle of trusted allies, sharing with a wider audience is an act of strategic naivety. You are giving away your most valuable asset, the element of surprise. The Machiavellian counter-move, the art of misdirection. The unpredictable player understands that what you say you are doing is a strategic tool, just as much as what you are actually doing. They never reveal their true intentions until the move is already made. This has 2 levels of mastery. Level 1, the way of silence. This is the simplest. You simply don't talk about your major plans. When people ask what you're working on, you give vague, boring answers. Oh, just a few things. Keeping busy. The less interesting you seem, the less attention you attract. This allows you to work in the shadows, unbothered. Level 2, the way of the false trail. This is the advanced move. You not only hide your true plan, you actively project a different plan. You let people believe you are moving in one direction, while all your real energy and resources are being deployed in another. Let's imagine you are planning a major career change from finance to technology. The predictable person announces it on LinkedIn. Excited to start my journey into coding. They are now under public pressure and have alerted every competitor. The strategist using the false trail might publicly talk about doubling down on their finance career or studying for an advanced finance certification. All the while, they are secretly, obsessively learning to code at night. By the time they make their move, launching an app, taking a high-level tech job, it comes as a complete shock. No one saw it coming. No one had time to block them or compete with them. The victory was secured before the battle was even announced. Machiavelli famously wrote, "Never attempt to win by force what can be won by deception." The false trail is the ultimate form of this principle. You let your opponents waste their energy preparing for a battle on a field where you never intended to fight. This requires immense discipline. You must resist the urge to share your excitement. You must resist the craving for early validation. You must be willing to be misunderstood for a time. You must let people think you are less ambitious or less creative than you actually are. But the payoff is immense. When you finally reveal your true move, it is not a plan. It is a reality. It is not a dream. It is an accomplishment. You have not invited critics to your process. You are now presenting them with a result that they cannot argue with. Let them talk. The game is already over. Strategy number 7, the unpredictable core. This is the final and most profound strategy. It is the understanding that unpredictability is not just a series of external tactics. It is an internal state of being. It is about becoming a person who is not ruled by a single, static identity. You are not the nice guy. You are not the tough boss. You are not the creative artist. You are a sovereign being, capable of deploying any aspect of your character that the situation demands. The predictable pattern. Most people are trapped in a character they have created for themselves. They have an identity, a personal brand, and they cling to it. If they are the funny one, they feel pressure to always be joking. If they are the smart one, they are terrified of ever looking foolish. This identity becomes their cage. It limits their range of possible actions. The dark psychology at play. When your identity is fixed, you are predictable. If you are the peacemaker, people know they can create conflict and you will be the one to fix it. If you are the stoic, people know they can be emotional and you will be the one to absorb it. Your identity becomes a role you are forced to play in other people's dramas. The authentic person's mistake. They believe that having a single, consistent identity is the definition of authenticity. They confuse consistency of character with consistency of tactics. They are being true to their cage, not to their potential. The Machiavellian counter-move, the shapeshifter's mindset. The truly powerful individual is not a noun. They are a verb. They are not a thing. They are a process. They are a process of constant adaptation and evolution. Their core principles, their integrity, their ultimate vision, are fixed and unshakable. But their tactics, their persona, their emotional expression, all of it is fluid. They are whatever the situation requires them to be. With a loyal subordinate, they can be a compassionate mentor, the man. With a treacherous rival, they must be a cunning strategist, the fox. When faced with a direct threat, they must be a formidable force, the lion. This is the deepest meaning of Machiavelli's advice to be both the man and the beast. It is the ability to transcend your own comfortable identity. To achieve this, you must go to war with your own ego. Your ego loves its identity. It loves its labels. You must be willing to let go of the need to be seen as nice, or smart, or tough. And instead, embrace the need to be effective. What does the situation require? Does it require empathy? Then you are empathetic. Does it require a cold, hard boundary? Then you are a wall of ice. Does it require innovative, outside-the-box thinking? Then you are the creative genius. Does it require silent, patient observation? Then you are a shadow. You are no longer a character in a play. You are the entire cast. And you are the director. This is the ultimate unpredictability. Because when people can no longer label you, they can no longer control you. When they don't know who is going to show up, the mentor, the strategist, the warrior, they must approach you with the ultimate form of respect. The respect for the unknown. This is not about being inauthentic. It is about accessing the full, authentic spectrum of your own potential, rather than living in one small, predictable corner of it. It is the most radical form of freedom. The freedom from a single self. Phase 4. The vision of transformation and identity choice. The chains are now visible. The predictability that has kept you safe has also kept you small. The patterns that have made you reliable have also made you exploitable. The transparent, consistent you that you thought was your greatest strength has been your most profound liability. You now stand at the edge of the chessboard. Behind you is the life of the pawn. A life of predictable moves, of being sacrificed for someone else's game, of reaching the other side of the board only to realize the game was never about you. In front of you is the life of the player. A life of strategy, of silence, of calculated moves. A life where you are the storm, the puzzle, the force that others must react to. A life where your very unpredictability becomes your shield and your sword. Most will choose to remain pawns. The fear of the unknown, the fear of being misunderstood, the fear of their own power is too great. The comfort of the predictable cage is too seductive. But you have stayed. You have listened. You have felt the uncomfortable truth of these words resonate in your soul. You have recognized the leash around your own neck. And now you know, you don't have to wear it. The choice is now yours. Do you retreat to the comfort of your patterns? Or do you step into the terrifying, exhilarating freedom of becoming dangerously unpredictable? Phase 5. The concluding reinforcement and call to action. Predictability is slavery disguised as personality. Unpredictability is power disguised as chaos. The world does not need another reliable cog in the machine. It needs more players, more strategists, more storms. It needs you. If this video has shattered the chains of your own predictability, then make it known. Smash that like button. Share this with someone who is still living as a pawn in someone else's game. And subscribe for more forbidden strategies on the art of influence and power. Now, for your final move today, leave this declaration in the comments. A statement of your new reality. I am the player, not the piece. Remember, they can only play the game as long as they know your next move. So, change the game, change the rules, and never let them see you coming.